Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, February 10th, and we are 2 days removed from the Super Bowl, which we would have done yesterday, but Michael was still on his cruise, so we couldn't do that. Which honestly feel like feel like it was good to have another buffer day after the Super Bowl because I'm sure that some Patriots fans are still a little salty after that big of a loss, but I'm honestly, I mean, it was not an enjoyable Super Bowl to watch, or well, not no. Let me rephrase. It wasn't that fun of a Super Bowl to watch because it was all defense, pretty much. I mean, the the um the Seahawks only scored one touchdown on offense, which is insane. Because they've had such a high-powered offense. Now, it is important to note that Jackson Smith and Jigba did miss. I want to say in actual clock time, probably 10 to 12 minutes of a game, but probably in actuality, he missed maybe 45 minutes of a game, because of a concussion. But it's Sam Darnold was not Super Bowl MVP. It was Kenneth Walker, which honestly well deserved. But there was also another player or two that you could have said deserved it too. I would have thought that the defensive player that got the fumble recovery touchdown should have gotten consideration. I don't know who that was off the top of my head, but when I saw that play, I knew the game was over. I mean, the game was probably over. I mean, probably near the end of the third quarter, but the Patriots did score 2 touchdowns, but it was just too late at that point. And for anyone asking, no, I did not think we were gonna get a repeat of 28-3. It was not gonna happen. But I mean, what were your guys' thoughts on this game? It wasn't necessarily the most enjoyable, but did you guys at least go to a fun party or something, or at least watch it with some friends? Jack, you go first, and then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the Seahawks not finishing a lot of drives with touchdowns, I think this is pretty much along the lines of how I thought this game would go. Drake May was really bad for the first 3 quarters of this game. He ended up actually putting up a Super Bowl record, most passing yards in a quarter during the fourth quarter, just because the Seahawks were in prevent defense the whole time. But going into the fourth, he had net passing yards wise, taking into account sacks, single digits passing yards. So the Seahawks were just by far and away the better team. All the advanced metrics pointed towards the Seahawks this year. They were just a vastly superior team, and the NFC was just a better conference this year in general. But I think another guy, Super Bowl MVP, I wanted to shout out, Illini legend, Devon Witherspoon. He had a sack. He's the one who forced that. It actually wasn't a fumble recovery touchdown. Witherspoon hit him, and May popped the ball up in the air, and I think it was Owusu caught it in the air, so they ruled it an interception, which I was actually really confused by looking at the box score. But he had a great game, so I would have loved to see him get some recognition. I know he got one of the post-game interviews, so I was hoping he had a chance. But Walker was well-deserved. He had a great postseason when Charbonnet went down.
Honestly, the thing that really was kind of uncool. I love that Walker got Super Bowl MVP, but when he ran for that touchdown that got called back, I wish that didn't get called back. I know that it
was a really questionable hold call.
Yeah, that was a tough hold call.
It was pretty questionable.
So, you guys think that it didn't need to be called, or
yeah, I don't think it was that bad of a hold.
Yeah,
there's so many worse plays in NFL games.
I mean, he is one of the
every play if you want.
He was one of the 5 players in NFL history to win a Super Bowl MVP without scoring a touchdown. I saw that on Twitter, and I can't believe I didn't like that and put it in my Twitter likes, because I would love to read that right now. Like who was
I know Edelman was one. Julian Edelman was one of them.
Julian Edelman was one. I remember that.
One of them was a quarterback. I want to say it was like it was old.
One was no. I was about to say San Antonio Holmes, but he scored the game winning touchdown in the Steelers and Cardinals game. I think that's the one that I'm referring the right Super Bowl. Well, I can't remember, but do you have anything else to say, Jack?
No, that was kind of it for me.
Okay. What about you, Michael? Who did you watch it with? Because you were, or were you like on your?
I was in a hotel room suite because my dad's ambassador at Marriott, so he got upgraded for free. So it was sick. So it was me, my dad, my brother, my aunt and uncle were in Naples. They came to Miami with one of my cousins. So we had a whole suite to ourselves. So that was sick. But yeah, I'm with you, Grant. I do wish that Kenneth Walker touchdown did not get called back. That kind of sucks.
That would have just. I mean, his game itself sealed it, but like that would have just like.
It would have looked a lot cooler, like a lot more impactful stat line looking back on it.
Yeah, because that was like a 40-yard touchdown, something like that. It was long.
If you just like look at his stats and you didn't watch the game, like it doesn't look like he had that great of a game, but he obviously did if you watched it.
Yeah, it was like something where like stats don't contribute to as much as like just watching the game. It was like one of those, but then, yeah, no, I thought, didn't Witherspoon have 2 sacks that game? I swear.
Technically, yeah, he had the early one, but then the one where he forced that like fumble / interception, because it was an interception, like on that the touchdown, it wasn't counted as a sack.
I thought he had one before.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he had another one like
the third. He had 2 before.
I thought he had 2, and then that one was a fumble. Like,
no, really? I think it was just one.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I thought Witherspoon, if they didn't give it to Kenneth Walker, I thought Witherspoon was going to get it for sure. And then Julian Love, too, the safety for Seahawks.
Yeah, he had game. One of the he had the
last interception.
Right?
Yeah, he's from Illinois too. He went to Nazareth High School in LaGrange.
Yep.
All right. So we got some Illinois boys representing.
Yeah, no.
In the
Julian Love is insane. I hope the Bears can somehow get him, but that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen with him just.
I wanted them to get him when he was a free agent personally, but
his dad, my dad goes to him for personal training.
Yeah,
like the most jack guy you'll ever meet in your life.
Stupid.
Wow, you're gonna have to. I'll need proof on that.
My stepdad's niece is married to him, so I did meet him one time when I was like 6, but I don't remember.
Wow. So now we're gonna get into the Bears part of this podcast. One topic we're not gonna go very long into because we've heard it before and we need to believe it to see it. But the next topic is very important. So the Bears have named their new OC and running back coach. So the new OC was actually just a promotion. They promoted Press Taylor, who last season was the pass game coordinator for the Bears, and now he gets another shot at being OC. However, this time it's different. This time, Press Taylor is not calling the plays per se. He just has the OC title, and everyone's clowning him or on the internet saying that they don't like it because of what happened in Jacksonville. This is a very different story because Ben Johnson does like 80% of the work for the offense. Like Press Taylor's job is just going to be going in the film room and watching all the film to figure out the weaknesses of defenses to help on game day. He's not going to be calling the plays. I think he's going to be up in the booth, which actually might help him a little bit, because if you're up in the booth, you can see everything in terms of the field. So that's really good. I mean, and the biggest thing that this promotes with this promotion, and I did not mean to just basically pun that, but I kind of did. It it promotes continuity with the coaching staff, because let's just say that Ben went with an outside hire. If that were to happen, you're talking about a person that is going to be, um, learning Caleb for the first time, learning Caleb and learning his strengths and stuff like that. But with Press Taylor, he's been with the team. He knows the offense, and he may, know how to use these pieces better than he used the Jaguars. And there's a really cool snippet here. In the 2 years that Press Taylor was the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence did have 4,000 yards. And here's another thing. I mean, Caleb was only 1 or 2 plays away from 4,000 yards. I mean, he had 3,942 or something like that. And I mean, if Caleb completed like 1 or 2 big passes, he would have got to 4,000. So it might not be like the prettiest hire, but I also remind you this: no one knew who Declan Doyle was last year, and who knows? Maybe Press Taylor surprises us. Now the bigger one of the two that I really like was the running backs coach, because Eric Bieniemy, got a call from Andy Reid after the Bears season was over, and basically just said, "Hey, come back and we'll make you OC." And Eric Bieniemy actually came onto was asked a question in an interview and said Chicago did feel like home, but when you get a call from Andy Reid, that's the only time that you actually go back home. And I respect him for saying that, because I mean, not many coaches usually like to stay in Chicago. But anyway, our new running backs coach actually comes from Miami. His name is Eric Studsville, which I just have to say that is an awesome last name. And he has worked with great running backs in the past, with guys like Devon Achane. I think he worked with Tiki Barber early on in his career. I can't remember anyone else on the list, but him and Ben Johnson have overlapped in Miami in the past. So this hire makes a ton of sense, and I really like it, and I'm really excited to see what happens, in with him in the future. And I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily rule out now I don't know if this is going to come into fruition, but I want to throw it out there. Well, maybe we trade for Devon Achane. I don't know. It's possible, but I'm just making a Hail Mary shot right now. We don't know.
I would love that.
You
would
would
love to
that?
trade for Devon Achane. Yeah.
And I honestly don't think it would take that much. I think it would take like because they're gonna have to take a huge cap hit from.
He's only got 1 year left on his rookie deal, right? Because this is going to be his 4th year in the league, and he was a 3rd-round pick, so he doesn't have the 5th-year option.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna take like maybe a 4th, maybe a 5th. It wouldn't take much.
That's not a lot. I'd do that.
Unless
it depends on what Miami wants to do with Halfley coming in, and whether or not they're like really going to try and strip it down, or whether or not they think they can compete if they just get the quarterback right.
Yeah, and there's something that I want to mention that I didn't put in the banner, but the NFL kind of, how do I put this lightly?
Screwed us.
Screwed the Bears. I'm sorry. That's the best way I can put it lightly, because Ian Cunningham got a promotion from the Atlanta Falcons by hiring him as the GM for the Atlanta Falcons, which I want to come out here and say, I want to congratulate him. He deserves it. But with Matt Ryan and the Falcons creating a president of football operations title, Matt Ryan is actually the leading decision maker in Atlanta. Even though Matt Ryan has come on, sport talk shows and podcasts and said that Ian Cunningham is the leading decision maker in free agency and the draft. So that kind of makes me think that we should be, compensated. But, the Bears won't, because they're, one of the nice organizations and just let people leave. But what are your guys' thoughts on everything that we talked about? Jack, you go first, and then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to mention continuity when you were talking about Press Taylor, because that's exactly where I was going to go. Like, I really don't have any more notes. I feel like you.
I said that. I just think.
I was saying, like, that's what I was like waiting for you to like get to it, and then you got to it. So I was like,
okay,
that was what I was going to bring up, and like I thought you did a really good job in explaining why this is actually a good hire. And if you just look at like other quarterbacks around the league, Jalen Hurts has had a different OC every single year he's been in the league. Baker Mayfield's had a different OC pretty much every year he's been in the league. Like, obviously, Caleb had a different OC, 2 different OCs in year 1, a different OC in year 2, and now going to be another one in year 3. It's a little different now, or I should say a lot different, because we have Ben Johnson calling the plays. But just giving Caleb someone who's been in the room with them and like can understand what's going on with the offense, and give him another person to talk to when he doesn't always see eye to eye with Ben, I think it's a great decision. Like Grant mentioned, like he doesn't have a whole lot of power, so it's not like it's the biggest deal in the world. Like, he's not going to be calling plays on a down-to-down basis. I really don't know much about the running backs coach, if I'm being completely honest. I thought Bieniemy did a great job last year, just based on how we saw the guys run. But I feel like that's a very thankless position in the NFL. Like, we really don't know as fans how much those guys are impacting the team, but it felt like Bieniemy did a lot. So hopefully this can be the same with Studsville. And then, yeah, I really don't get how he didn't get compensated. Like, we also have a president of football, or a president of the team, but Poles is the GM. Poles makes the decisions. It sounds like that's kind of a similar deal with what's going on with Matt Ryan. I don't know if it's just because it has football ops attached to the title. That's why they're not giving us draft picks. But I feel like there's been a lot of other teams who have been in, like, I don't know. It just feels like the Bears are the one team that's getting hit with this silly technicality, and it's kind of annoying. But whatever. At the end of the day, it's kind of a silly rule if you think about it. Like, that shouldn't be the reason that like guys are being promoted, or guys are being like promoted by their teams to take on other jobs. Like, but it would be nice to have a couple extra 3rd-round draft picks. So
especially in this draft, because I mean, we have a good amount of picks, I will admit that, but at the same time, we also we need so much on defense that even one extra draft pick would be helpful. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn?
Michael, what's your
Yeah.
thoughts? Sorry.
All right. So the Bears OC. I mean, it's good that they. I mean, I'm always gonna say this. Don't know much about coaches. I gotta learn. Grant's teaching me day by day. He's teaching me. So running backs coach, I'm gonna say I have no idea who that is. Like Jack said,
Mhm.
I don't know much about it. I have no idea. So let's see what he could do. Maybe Monunga can get 1,000 this year. But the Bears OC, I mean, it's good that you're keeping someone in the building, bringing them up. Like I think you guys hit the nail on everything. So it's like, but I am going to go into the GM thing. I I looked into it a little bit more, and I was talking to my brother and my dad about it. Um, so he's been with us the whole year, Cunningham. He's been with us the whole year. He knows kind of what our scouts are doing. So he knows what the Bears want, and now he goes to the Falcons. He's going to bring what the Bears want to the Bears draft board, kind of with them.
However, there is something that you may mention. So, you know what? I'll let you finish, and then if you don't mention it, I'll say it.
So he's going to bring the Bears board with the Falcons board. He's going to match up with them, and then they're going to go from there, which that means even if he doesn't really have, he's going to have a say. He's the GM. They always have a say. Like, I get it. Probably it's Matt Ryan's he's the last decision, but let's be honest. The GM is calling the phone. The GM's putting in the pick. Like, that's going to be his. So that's where I think we should get our picks, even if it's one, like just one pick. But now he knows two people's draft boards. Yeah, we can switch it during the draft combine and stuff like that, but still, I think it's stupid. I think we should get picks.
So what you didn't mention, which is fine, but I want to mention this. Even though Cunningham is the GM, he does not have a pick until day 2, because if you guys remember last year, the Falcons traded with the Rams to get another pick in the first round for James Pierce, which is another situation within itself. You know, he was arrested a couple
Yeah,
days ago.
he's done.
You know what's crazy? That was right where I was.
Really.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anyway,
he's done. Look, that's a
really?
that's
You guys think so?
Yeah.
He has to be.
He's either done or he's at least going to be suspended a
For a
year.
year.
I mean, it's attempted manslaughter, and then he also ran over a cop and broke his knees.
Yeah. Like
Like,
he's done.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's
I
done.
didn't know that. I knew the manslaughter part, but
Yeah, apparently he, from what I read from a couple news sources, he was in an argument with his girlfriend, the WNBA player Ricky
why
Jackson.
is that always?
She
feels like
cut off
always
the
part of-
relationship, and he was stalking her and drove after her, and she was trying to drive to the police station, and at a red light he slammed into the back of her and caused an accident, and the cops came, and he tried to get away and ran over a cop.
May I a $300,000 Lamborghini, by the way.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Wow. Okay.
But
Okay.
he's not driving no 100,000. Like, he's driving a multi-thousand, hundreds of $1,000 car. Like, you're being an idiot.
He's driving a sports car. He's driving a luxury car.
Yeah, and this is coming after a bunch of character concerns coming out of college. I'm hard pressed to believe.
I think I remember reading that last year, actually. But the thing that you did not mention, Michael, that I'm about to mention is, with that trade, their first pick isn't until 48. So that is kind of good. I mean, because if they did have a first round pick, I'm going to look at PFF right now because I can't remember off the top of my head when
they're picking mid-teens.
Yeah, they're like 15.
Yeah.
The
16.
Falcons are
mid to low teens, like 13s, I want to say, like that range.
So where's the Rams are I think it's 13 because the Rams
Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
Then.
whatever the Rams' top pick is them.
Mhm.
yeah, that's them. And that would get them a great player. Well, okay. Well, no, actually that would get them a pretty great player. But in this situation, they got to wait until 48 because of the trade. And when they did it last year, I did not think it was a good trade. It was a good trade for the Rams, but not the Falcons. And I do want to wish Cunningham luck because he did mention in his press conference, the first year that he was the assistant GM, they started with, I want to say, 6 picks and ended with 13, something like that, something crazy. So I mean,
When did he start as assistant GM?
he started the year that Poles got in. So 20.
So when we traded the first pick, or the year before?
The year before that.
Okay.
So 2022 was the year that Cunningham came in as assistant GM for us. And I hope that he figures it out, and he deserves it. He deserves it. And I mean, he did. He did grow up a Falcons fan, so it kind of is cool to be the GM of your childhood team. But we'll see how it works. I do think that Stefanski was the right hire for them, and I do think that Stefanski and Cunningham will work good together. It's just we got to see because Stefanski also was the coach of the Browns and didn't necessarily have command of the locker room, so that's the question that needs to be resolved. But going into our final topic now. This one is kind of a stupid topic to talk about because we've talked about it so many times, and it just feels like it's repetitive at this point. But the Bears stadium plans may be resolved soon. I saw a tweet this morning from David Kaplan. It said, breaking, well, the Chicago Bears are again talking with Illinois politicians. The city of Portage, Indiana, has sent the Bears an offer for a rent-free, state-of-the-art dome stadium that uses no public money. We should know where the Bears are headed fairly soon. Discussing now on ESPN 1000. I mean, I mean, that's awesome, but I just don't know how much of it to believe because of the fact that we've heard so many things about them breaking ground soon in Arlington Heights. You know, you know, about 6 months ago, and then other stuff. But it'll be very interesting to see what actually happens. I personally believe that we'll be back in Arlington Heights, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I just want to see the stadium eventually. Like, I'll probably never be able to go to a Bears game in it, sadly, because soon, I'll be moving to a different state. Not within like the next 6 months, but in the next 2 to 2.5 years. And the stadium is going to take way longer to build than that. But just prove to me that we're actually going to get a new stadium, because it doesn't feel like we're getting a new stadium quite yet. So, I'll believe it when I see it. But Jack, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said before the podcast, I'll believe it when I see pictures of them breaking ground. But I'm
Hmm.
going to change that to I'll believe it when I see them take a snap on the field for the first time. Because even if they break ground, I'm just going to be convinced it's AI because this has been the most long, drawn out, silly process ever.
And there are things that could easily be made with AI now. So
So the Bears just need to figure their stuff out. There's no reason that one of the NFL's biggest fan bases should have the smallest stadium capacity in the NFL. The team knows it, the city knows it, the state knows it. Figure it out. Yep.
Michael, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I knew the Gary. I think it's the Indiana thing. It's all leverage right now. Like it's all
I think that's fair. I think
I
that's fair to
like.
say.
It's like, oh, we have another option. Like Illinois, you got to let us know if we're doing this or not. Like type of thing. Where like, because
Hmm.
all they want is the infrastructure. The Bears are paying for the stadium. They just want the infrastructure done, and Illinois is not doing it. I don't know why. You're gonna make way more money. You already are one of the highest tax states in, so I just don't understand it. But uh, if they do move to Indiana, which it does sound like Indiana wants them to, you could still see the city of Chicago from Gary, Indiana.
That is very true.
And so
That
I mean, it's 30 minutes from the city. Arlington Heights is 30 minutes from the city. It's the same thing,
It's all
basically.
it's all semantics. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Philly, the Eagles and the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey. Like who really cares?
yeah. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah. I
doesn't really
mean,
matter.
yeah. The team, teams that say they're from a certain state may say that they're from a certain state, but they could practice in a different state. It does not mean that they have to reside in the state that their team says, because like Jack said, teams practice in different states, and I think the Giants are said to be from New York. They practice in New Jersey.
Well, they play at
They
MetLife's
play
in
in
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, MetLife Stadium's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's I really I know certain parts of the parking lot where Citizens Bank and the Link are it's like partly New Jersey, partly Pennsylvania. So I mean, if it's not in New Jersey for the Eagles too, it's very close.
And before we get off here, I remember liking a tweet early this morning, that I don't necessarily take this person seriously, but this is a very funny funny tweet, or kind of cool tweet actually. So Skip Bayless says, "My extremely early Super Bowl pick for next year, subject to change, Bills over the Bears. Dark horses, Chargers with fourth most cap space plus Mike McDaniel to turn around Herbert, and Raiders with second most cap space, Mendoza, Genti, Bowers, and Kubiak." I mean, I um I I don't know. Again, like you said, it's subject to change, and it is way too early. But the Super Bowl banner for next year did come out, and it is orange and blue. And I know that this is a conspiracy theory, but everyone says that the colors of the Super Bowl banner usually try to hint what teams are in it. I don't believe that in full effect, but
I mean, it kind of
sometimes
happened this year.
sometimes it's right. And it is orange, so there's not like
Too.
there's the Bears.
Denver, Cincy, and us.
Yeah, three.
What about the Dolphins? Don't the Dolphins count?
Yeah, I guess they count.
Technically,
But I mean, it's the orange is like on the top of it, and it's primarily like, I think, Bears orange. So if they reach the Super Bowl next year, that would be awesome. That is not me predicting anything yet, because I need to see what we do on defense first. But just thought that I'd mention that
if
before.
the Bears ever play in a Super Bowl where I'm actually I was alive for 2006.
Oh yeah, I wasn't caught.
I
wasn't
was
caught in this.
I was alive too, but I was not. I was not watching because I was 3.
Yeah,
I
mean,
no, I was 2 actually.
yeah.
2.5.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bears reach the Super Bowl now, oh my God, I might be. My heart rate will be so high.
Yeah, but we need to figure out some stuff on defense first. But hey, there is, but everyone besides the new OC and the running backs coach, everyone is staying in terms of coaching staff, which is great because I love that Al Harris is staying. That's huge. That's going to be very huge for the next draft class because I do believe that we will draft a corner or two. I do believe that. So, but I think that's going to be it for us. Unless you guys have anything else to say.
I don't think so.
Mike?
No.
All right, then let's get out of here. Well, have a good week, everybody, and we may see you Saturday, maybe not. Maybe just turn these into Mondays from now on because of the the break between football. But technically, football will be back in 2 weeks because the combine starts the 22nd of February. So that's 12 days away. So we'll have more content for you guys soon.